Welcome back. This time I want to talk about two Tudor novels by Hilary Mantel. With the news that the RSC productions of Wolf Hall and Bring Up the Bodies are to transfer to London's Aldwych Theatre opening on the 1st of May, comes also the news that the filming of the two novels as a 6-part television series starts this month and will be shown in 2015 on BBC Two as well as worldwide. This is well-deserved news for Man Booker Prize winning author Hilary Mantel, and for those of us who are hooked on the fascinating take on the Tudors in general and Thomas Cromwell in particular. And as if that were not enough, there is a third and final novel to come in 2015, which Mantel will call The Mirror and the Light. You can read separate book reviews on both novels on my website, but for this YouTube video blog, I want to talk about both the books and the plays the RSC have made from them. Both of the published novels are written from the sole perspective and point of view of the central character, the polymath and polyglot Thomas Cromwell. In Wolf Hall, he's secretary to Cardinal Wolsey, who, in his secular role as Lord Chancellor and his spiritual capacity as a cardinal, has singularly failed to persuade the Pope to annul the marriage of Henry VIII to his first wife, Catherine of Aragon. Since Henry is desperate to find a new queen who will bear him a male heir, he does not oppose Wolsey's downfall and humiliation. Yet, despite Thomas Cromwell's close association with the cardinal, the man's skills as a fixer seem to make him even more useful and important to the king. Unlike other fictional portrayals, Hilary Mantel's third-person stream of consciousness narrative allows Cromwell to reveal himself as a compassionate family man and an advocate of both social and religious reform, such as the publication of the Bible in English and attempts to create the safety net of employment for the poor and dispossessed. However, as a commoner for much of his working career, Cromwell was patronised and despised for all of this by the established nobility. In Mantel's second novel, Bring Up the Bodies, Cromwell's narrative seems to me to become rather less like stream of consciousness and rather more like John le Carré's George Smiley, as he uses his intelligence network, his forensic skills as a lawyer, and his veiled threats to call in his loans to convince and to persuade, and where he couldn't persuade, then to coerce the king's privy councillors and clerics that Henry's second marriage, which has yielded no sons, ought, like the first, to be annulled. Henry's religious conscience needed the comfort of an annulment, but his growing estrangement from Anne needed the excuse of her fairly believable adulteries to have not only her, but also her several lovers beheaded. Such were Cromwell's skills that he achieved all this with only the threat of torture, rather than any actual infliction of pain, to secure those necessary confessions. As a reward for his effective services up to this point, including the king's third marriage to Jane Seymour, Cromwell was finally ennobled. And that's where the second book and play end. The books have depicted the treacherous and bloody interplay of religion, power and politics, but given Hilary Mantel's skills as a writer, we can still feel empathy for both Henry and Cromwell and enjoy the witty interplay of the latter's battles with the ultra-pious Thomas More and the haughty cleric Stephen Gardiner. We can revel in the banter that surrounds the Cromwell household and makes him and them very human and even contemporary. The stage adaptation for the RSC by Mike Poulton is masterly. Inevitably, the compression of long novels into 3-hour plays has meant the loss of some characters found in the books and a streamlining of the plot lines, but it also allows for the use of visual cues and clues that add spice to the total theatrical experience under the able direction of Jeremy Herrin. The final transformation of Wife 2 into Wife 3 is a very satisfying coup de théâtre. Now, in many years of reading books and watching plays, there are very few cases where I would say the cultural world has been so enriched, but as is the case with these books and plays. And I urge you, if you've not done so already, to consume both during the next 12 months to prepare yourself for the final instalment. And if you have already done so, then it would be well worthwhile doing it again. Such is the quality of the experience. Well, thank you for watching, and I look forward to meeting up with you again when I plan to talk about the first English translation of a particular Zola novel in 100 years, and one that is very relevant for the times we live in now. For the moment, goodbye.